Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey Libra. This video is for you, so Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising. Before I even get started, if you feel like what I'm saying in this video is not resonating with you, sorry guys, go on and check out your moon and or rising sign. I knew you were in the hallway. I knew you were, Mama. You had to get away from my cards. You little spoiled girl. You're spoiled. Chelsea said, so are you doing magic? Are you reading cards? I want to play. Chelsea, you're in the way, Mama. You're in the way, Mama. You gotta watch out. Okay, you guys. So, let's get started. Now that Chelsea has come to say her hellos. To start, before I even get started, if you feel like what I'm saying in this video is not resonating with you, go on and check out your moon and or rising sign, which I do have linked down in the description box below. Okay, guys? This video is for the Pisces lunar cycle, so we are talking beginning of March to the beginning of April. And yeah, let's just go on and get started, Libras. So the first card that you've got popping up in your spread is in the position of what energy are you going to be dealing with or tapping into during this lunar cycle, during this next month. And you've got the card of Y, which is also a 31 card. So let's talk about that briefly. So this time, with all this Pisces energy in the ethers and the cosmos, we are really dealing with a very highly spiritual energy, a very enlightening energy, okay? So for a lot of you guys, for a lot of us, we are definitely going to be dealing with this figuring things out. Again, Mercury is also in retrograde too, and I do look at the retrogrades as a time to reflect and correct. And with it being in Pisces, there's definitely going to be a little bit of a higher level in regards to what we're reflecting and correcting on, right? So you've got the Y card here. So what this is telling me, Libra, is that during this next month, a lot of you are going to be in this position in your heads, again, because we're dealing with Mercury, and also because we're dealing with Pisces, we're talking about on a higher subconscious level, spiritual level, what is going on, what is happening. Again, we are wrapping up the astrological year, and we're also wrapping up the winter. So with that being said, we are in a time of endings, of cycles ending, of understanding why things are ending, and of getting ready to move into a new space and new places, right? So you've got the Y card here. Libra, what this does tell me is for the next month, you guys will very much so more than likely be reflecting on the past year, trying to figure out why this happened, why that happened, why certain things transpired the way that they did, and what you're supposed to learn from it. So you guys are really going to be in this retrograde, really reflecting and correcting, like really more so reflecting, really figuring things out. You guys are the scales, so this does tell me that during this next month, you guys are very much so going to be in this position of, you know, okay, looking back at what has transpired over this past year for you, over this past astrological year for you, and saying, okay, here are the pros, here are the cons, here are the energies that I need to take with me and learn from, and here's what I need to release and what I need to let go of, which is a really poppin' way to come into this Pisces lunar cycle, because that's how you're wrapping up the astrological year and also how you're wrapping up the winter. So this may not necessarily be a time of release for you, but this is the time where you start to understand what needs to be released, and you start to understand what needs to be understood so that you can move forward into your next chapters, okay? With that being said, that's actually what your crossing energy is. You've got the You've got the Six of Swords popping up as your crossing energy, and I associate this card with the energy of one, travel. What, Chelsea? You're doing a lot, Mama. I need you to sit down. Sit down. Sit. I love you too. Sit. Sorry, guys. I associate the Six of Swords with the energy of one, travel. It's also a card that resonates with the energy of hope. So what this does tell me, Libra, is that a lot of you are really ready to be in a new chapter. A lot of you are like, okay, life has been crazy, or okay, I got it, I'm ready to move forward, what's next? This is a crossing energy for you guys though. So some of you may be in a position to where you feel like you don't have the resources, to where you feel like you don't have the people around you, or to where you just feel like you might be in a situation where you're feeling kind of stuck, like you can't make the moves that you want to make because you don't have what you need to make those moves. This is your crossing energy, but I do always talk about turning these cards into upright positions. You have the Y card here. So if things are not currently working out for you right now, Libra, that does tell me, and this is a card from your element, that you need to tap into your brains and figure out what you've been doing that has been holding you back. More often than not, when I have these crossing energies in these spreads, the message is typically always, yeah, the obstacle is you. We are typically always our own obstacles and always our biggest obstacles, if that makes sense. So this card popping up here does tell me, Libra, that one, you need to shift your perspective a little bit more towards the positive side and understand that there is hope. You have the power to manifest your destiny by the things that you think and the things that you say. So Libra, if you're on your little negative end of the scale, like, oh my gosh, things are not happening, I don't understand, I don't have what I need, yeah, you're gonna stay in this Six of Swords in a crossing position. Now, if you shift your perspective and the way that you think and the way that you speak into, okay, well, shit's just not how I want it to be currently, but there's hope. I know that things will change. There is a rainbow at the end of the horizon, you know what I'm saying? Then you will see this card start to turn into upright position, and you'll probably gain even more of a better understanding of why everything has transpired the way that it has. Again, everything happens for a reason, and I think this month is for you to come into your understanding of that, okay? Next card that you guys have coming up in your spread is in the position of the Pisces energy. It is where you're going to receive a little bit of enlightenment, have a little bit of an awakening during this lunar cycle, and you've got the Judgment card, and if that ain't an awakening card, I don't know what is. If you guys rock with me and have been rocking with me, you know that this is what I consider one of my karmic cards. So this, even though I'm talking about the Pisces lunar cycle, I think the retrograde is affecting you a lot more, Libra. A lot of you, as you deal with these energies of figuring out certain things, of understanding why certain things happen, you really are going to come into this energy of, oh, okay, I get it. This was supposed to happen because it needed to. This was the timing for all of that because this is when it needed to happen. And all of that energy surrounding all of whatever it is that happened, I'm supposed to pull this from it. I'm supposed to be doing this with it. I'm supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z, or going X, A, B, and C. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to come into a very clear understanding during this month. And I do think that this understanding is not only tied to your past events, but also tied to how you can progress in the future. And again, we are in a Mercury retrograde, so this is not the time to make major moves, Libra, but it is the time to start thinking about your major moves based on what you have learned, okay? And with this Judgment card coming up here, this does tell me that you might be learning a lot about not only things that have happened, but a lot about yourself, and a lot about the way that you need to shift your perspective coming up in this next month here, okay? So just keep that in mind. Understand that as you start to learn things, as things start to fall apart, as lessons start to pop up, don't deny them. Understand that you have to figure those things out in order for you to move forward. And that in order for you to move forward, you need to be a little bit more positive. You need to come out of, and Libras, you guys do resonate with this energy. When you're on your shadow side, you resonate with this energy of self-pity, and now is not the time for that. So this crossing Six of Swords is actually a card that is very much so connected to that energy, and it crossing the Y tells me that you guys can go either one way on your scales towards, oh, why is everything not working out for me, or why did not everything work out for me, and what needs to be done. You don't want to resonate in that on that first little scale. You want to be in the, okay, well, why didn't this shit work, and how can I fix it, or how can I move on to the next step, okay? Come out of that woe is me, this has happened, and now my life is like this. Understand, and this, I'm not saying this to be shitty, Libra. Understand that shit happens to people every single day. And I do say this, there's always somebody out there that's doing better than you, and there's always somebody out there that's doing worse than you. Your situation it's not worse than the next person. And it could be, but when I say that is to say, don't give your power to the things that have happened to you or the things that have gone down around you. Now is not the time to succumb to the energies of what isn't and what wasn't and what couldn't, okay? Now is the time to say, okay, I see that all that happened, but now it's time for me to come out of the funk, come out of the bottom of this Six of Swords and head towards that rainbow, okay? And you'll understand, you'll start to get why these things happen, and you'll have a You'll be able to clearly see what needs to happen next, because you guys have the corn card coming up here, which is the card of harvest, which is the number 14, and this is in the position of your spirit message. So after learning all this stuff about yourself and about your situations and whatever, this is telling me that during this next month, Libra, you really need to be thinking about your next move. And because you have the Six of Swords here, what I'm going to say, Libra, is that some of you guys are probably going to be moving. Some of you guys may be really cleaning house in regards to your habits or whatever. But this next month is the time to really be thinking about what you need to do to get you to that point. Again, Mercury is in retrograde, so don't be making no major moves right now, but be thinking about your next major moves, because you're going to want to tap into those once we come into that Aries lunar cycle, once we start up the new astrological year. So really be thinking about the type of future you want to see yourself in. Be thinking about the type of life that you want to be living, and take this next month to start making moves mentally on, okay, this is what I'm going to have to do if I want to get to this point. Write it down. This is what I'm going to have to say, or these are the people I'm going to have to talk to if I want to see this play out like this, or this is the type of energy that I'm going to need to tap into if I want this to happen. Start thinking about these things, because once we tap into the fire of the next lunar cycle, you're going to really want to get started on that stuff. So with this Pisces energy, this little spiritual enlightenment, these little aha moments, really be thinking about your next step, and understand that these aha moments are coming in for you to start harvesting, okay? And just take life as it comes. Understand what you need to understand, take the lessons that you need, and then be on your way to the next chapter, okay? All right, Libra, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it provided you with some insight. If you feel like you need a little bit more clarification, need a personal reading, or if you want a Mercury retrograde reading, those are on sale. You can go on and click on the links down in my description box. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time.